Hello? Are we live? I think we are.
Hello.
We are very live.
Yay! How are we doing?
Good.
It's been a few weeks since the last one. Are we all well?
Woo! Doing awesome. Hi, replay viewers.
Is there anything happening? Any updates? Any gossip before we get into it? What have we been doing for the past few weeks?
Working on music for me.
Tell us a bit about that, Stefano.
We're working on We're working on a new album. Is Breathe My Leaves, but we're also working on a secret project before that that I don't think I'm allowed to talk about it yet. But yeah, so it's kind of cool. So it's a lot of music, like non-stop.
Nice.
Cool.
I was going to say I've no doubt I'll find it in my inbox at some point.
Oh yeah, you will. You definitely will. I'll probably send you a message about it before.
I hope so. How about you, Jeeves? You up to stuff?
Nothing so far. I had last week off, so I wasn't really doing much. Just my regular stuff, and then I've got a show tomorrow. That I'm doing for a big group that's coming down to perform. So yeah,
Nice.
that's about it.
Jim?
Hi, everybody. I'm doing awesome. Can't complain. It's when Memorial Day hits here in the States, it's kind of a 3-day holiday. We pretty much it's the start of festival season. Music festivals, beer festivals, chocolate festivals, you name it. So I'm festing, and it's a perfect time of the year for great new music to come out. New Fontaine's DC, exceptional song, new single, new album's dropping in August. Song Starburster from Scotland, Fontaine's DC, outstanding song. New Pet Shop Boys, surprisingly good. I liked the new Pet Shop Boys album, very impressive. New St. Vincent album is exceptional. And the big tour I'm looking forward to is Johnny Marr is back on tour here in the States this summer and early fall. And special guest, James.
Mm.
So I'm excited about that.
I didn't know St. Vincent had an album out.
Yeah, the new one just came out last month, and it's
Nice.
very, very good.
Oh, good.
Love it. It's Annie Clark is, all of her stuff is just consistently spot on. She's just such a creative genius.
Nice.
Heads up, Jim. Midge is on tour in the States in August.
Who is?
Midge.
Oh, really? August?
But it's not solo acoustic this time. It's more electronic-y. He's doing more sort of like sampledy stuff. So
Where's he? I'll have to check that out. Is he
all
touring?
over the shop. It's an actual tour.
I
So
wanna go
Is
see
he
it.
doing this solo? It's solo, right?
it's what he's calling band in a box. So it's him and another guy, and a lot of like loops and samples, and he's making it because obviously when he does States, normally it's solo acoustic to try and keep the costs down. He's not going to take a whole band with him and a whole,
Is that the same gentleman who played with Howard Jones on his last tour?
I don't know if it's Charlie or not. I'm not sure. I'm
He
not sure
was awesome.
I'm not sure who's touring with him. I think the guy that was with him with Howard Jones was actually Howard Jones's keyboardist.
Okay.
I think this is Midge's guy, but I think it's just the two of them. So
That's cool.
I haven't actually delved into it. It was just like I got
out.
a heads up, and I was like, oh yeah, because a lot of people from the States follow me, right? So I meant to mention it. And
Yeah,
it wasn't until you mentioned Johnny Marr, I'm like, oh yeah, Midge.
Midge is touring. That means I will be doing.
I'm gonna look it up for sure.
But he's doing it in August, just as I'm doing the Fringe show. So, that's a bit of a.
And the other band I really like locally here in Chicago, I'm gonna go see them June 14th. I'm doing a Cubs game. We're doing Bernie's pre-gaming Cubs game, and then we're going to the Taste of Randolph in the city to see a band called Frigo, Frigo. They're kind of like an indie alt band that's supposedly starting the next generation of Chicago alternative, like they did in the early 90s when we had bands like Urge Overkill, Smashing Pumpkins, Veruca Salt, and others. And Frigo, there's also Dead, which is DEHD. Their second album dropped back in March. Very good album as well. And there's some other Chicago bands that we're going to be checking out, Red Walls and others as well. So Frigo might be the forefront leader as far as the indie scene here in the Midwest and the States.
Nice.
So, I'm getting an echo. Are you guys hearing me echoing?
Not on my end.
Amongst yourselves, figure
Yeah,
out
I
what's
hear
going
the
on with my
echo.
audio.
Oh,
Yeah.
turn off your audio. Turn off your whatchamacallit, your
I don't think it's the settings. The settings usually stay unless they've changed themselves. The
echo cancellation and
cancellation is
settings.
usually on there all the time. No, it's that's enabled.
Hi, Darren, over in Australia.
Okay,
Good afternoon.
I'm not hearing it now.
Yeah,
We're
it's
good.
gone.
I didn't do anything. It's just 1 minute it's there, then it's not. It's very odd.
Is it your own voice that's echoing, or is it?
It was my own voice. I could hear myself
Oh,
in the track, so
weird.
I wasn't getting it with anyone else. It was just me. That's why I thought it was something to do with my settings. But anyway, I digress. Hello, chat. People in the chat. Thank you for popping in. Hello, Dog Walker Guy, NV Love. Nice to see you here. The Craig bloke, G'day, mate, over in Australia.
Oh my
For
God,
those
Gregor, what's up?
for those of you who are new and haven't been here before, this is JukeBox Jury. Quick synopsis. Basically, musicians send me their tunes to be played on the radio. I can't play them all. I'm hearing myself again. That is so annoying. And so but it's really distracting because I'm hearing myself coming back. People send me their stuff and I can't play it all. So we do this once a month to sort of go through the emails, see what's been sent in, and have a little listen. Blind, we don't know what we're listening to before we listen to it, which is the fun part. And we usually go through 3 or 4 tracks each time. So we're going to do that. I'm going to open up the emails. Hang on while I share my screen. And we want to... I know that I said that very fast, and I hope people are attuned to my fast speech pattern. I will try to slow down. So, let's see what we've got. I'll go back a little bit. That's the wrong page. I need a new mouse. This thing just does its own thing. It just does its own thing. Like, I'm trying to move stuff and it just refreshed the page even though I was nowhere near that. And now it's taking me onto I need a new mouse. Anyway.
Does it have a little hair underneath it? Have you ever tried?
No, even wiping it over and it's, you would think it was one of those old-fashioned ball type.
Yeah.
It's not. It's laser light or whatever it is underneath. It's so annoying. It just does its own thing. It's like it's possessed. Right. Back a little bit. I want to go back to where we left off last time so that we're not missing anything out.
I think an Australian viewer is making fun of one of our accents.
Oh, really? I'm on another.
Mine's a Canadian accent, so I don't think it'd be.
That's Darren.
Typical. Yeah.
We can't understand you. Okay.
And hello, Envy Love over on Kick. Good seeing you. Thank you for the follow.
Okay, so we did the crow last time.
The Krabby Girls are home. You'll be hearing some thumping and yelling upstairs shortly.
Okay. So let's have a look through Maddle Hardest. So we've played Maddle Hardest before. I've got a whole bunch of stuff from several PR companies again. Drives me nuts. Stig Wintendorf seems to have sent a lot of stuff. So let's open one of these and see what's happening. Okay. Has that jumped over to the... It has. Okay. We Are Two is a new electronic music act to be released on Town and Towers Records. Jonas Rasmussen. I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing names. I do try my best to get it right. Known as the 2 Swedish synth pop acts Train to Spain and Folk have made a great retro vibe synth pop remix of the original We Are Two track, We're Always in My Life. We Are Two debut album Stories was released back in 2018. Now in 2024, they are back with new music to be released first up are 2 remakes of the original track for Always in My Life from the debut album. As mentioned, Jonas. Hang on. This is very wordy.
Thanks for looking couple there.
Behind the duo, we are 2. Blah de blah. I don't need to know all the names of all the people who did everything. I just need the track, the name of the track. Links to We Are 2 on Music Search. Okay, so it's links. They haven't actually sent me the track. They've sent me a load of artwork.
Oh.
And they've sent me a link. I hate that. Right.
Open.
Let's see what the situation is with the opening the track. Heads up for anybody who wants to send me music. Just send me the file. I don't need a 3-page bio. Just send me
what you had for breakfast, what kind of body wash you use.
What other radio stations have said about what? Like, I don't care about any of that. I don't give a shit. Just send me the track. Okay.
Oh.
Hang on. Now I've got a whole bunch
you
of
have to buy it. No, I'm joking. No.
Let's go to YouTube because maybe we'll have a video.
And commercials.
So, am I supposed to listen to one of the remixes? There's 2 remixes here. Let's go for the folk because that's what was mentioned in the album, right? Has that jumped over? It hasn't, has it? Hang on.
No, it hasn't.
One on your side.
I'm sorry, guys. This is time consuming. This is why you should just send me the file.
Nope.
Right? So we don't have to go through this nonsense. Okay. There we go. Has that
A verbo is for sharing all kinds of
awesome.
From old bonds.
From old bonds to this song.
You got sound?
I think you're muted. Ellen?
Of course I am.
Oh, you're okay.
Boop, boop.
There you go.
Is that better now?
Yeah.
Now.
So was that? So who's the artist here? Is it a remix or is it like
So
a?
that was a remix, and they are called. This is what I mean. That's why it was so confusing and wordy, right? They are
Yeah.
called "We Are Two,"
Okay.
and it was a remix by Folk Are Folk, I think.
Okay.
And I don't know if I'm pronouncing that properly because they're Swedish. I'm probably messing that little bit in the middle with the umlaut over the top. I'm probably messing that up, but that's how I read it. So, who wants to go first on this one?
Oh, me?
Jeeves,
Okay.
you go first. You go first. You go first. We'll just work our way around then. Right,
Okay,
Jeeves,
no
Jeeves,
problem.
you first. Okay.
Okay, first of all, listening to this made me bring back the 90s. Cheers. Like, you know, the singer Cheer. It felt like that, and it was too repetitive, and there was no drops or anything on it, so I didn't really get it. And I can't say anything about it because this is a remix. I haven't heard the original, so I don't know what the original is. So I can't really say much about it. But listening to the remix, it's just one straight whatever, and they added a little bit of synth here for the background or whatever. That's about it. But I didn't see anything wild. The vocals, it was mediocre. It was very monotone. It didn't have any dynamics, nothing. It's just straight. Like, it was boring. It was really boring to me. I don't think I would play this again. But well, maybe I might compare this way or differently or
I'm
whatever.
not sure if they sent me the original.
So
They sent me 2 tracks, but I think it was another remix. So, yeah.
right. So yeah, I didn't like it.
Is that you,
Yeah, that's me.
Stefano?
I like the sound. Like the sound is a cool sound. Actually, I think in the email you read something about Jonas from Train to Spain being involved in this, or did they write it? Or
Hang on.
because I love Train to Spain, they're such a great duo. They're from
Hang on.
Sweden too.
Hang
But I
on.
don't know what he had
Let
in.
me go back and see if I can find that information because I kind of, because it was so wordy, I kind of
Yeah,
tuned out of what.
because I don't know how to if I should rate it as a remix or as a proper song proper. You know, kind
Okay,
of.
so yes, Jonas Rasmussen, is that, am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Known from the 2 Swedish synth pop acts Train to Spain and Folk Are Folk. So it's his remix.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, I think he's. By the way, that guy's brilliant. He does good stuff. I think I liked it. I think the structure is kind of because I think if this was a pop song that you're kind of like pushing to radio, it's more of a remix. Like, you know what I mean? It's not really. It doesn't have the variation in the textures. Uh, I'd love to hear the original to see what it came. What like maybe there's even more texture in this than the original. I don't know. But oh, you're muted again. I can't.
Because I know I keep doing that so that there's no crossover on the sound. I'm sorry, it's my fault. I keep muting and then forgetting to unmute. That you're the second person, and I'm sorry to talk over you. I never normally do that, but you're the second person who's mentioned listening to the original. Should I maybe try and track down the original while you guys are talking? Should we try and track that down and listen?
Maybe that'd be better, probably. I think because this, like, as a remix, I think it's. I kind of judge remixes a little bit less harshly than the originals, because I think with a remix, this could work. Like if you're playing a whole bunch of electronic music, because the sound is really cool. I love the synth sounds he used. It's not really. I wouldn't pitch this as the radio mix because it is like Jeeves was saying. It's a little bit. It's very monotone. But I think maybe that was the whole point in the remix. So I don't really know what to say because I like the sound of it. I think it sounds really cool. But I mean, as a pop structure song, I I don't think that it's got the structure. It's pretty like straight through all along. But as a remix, it works quite well. I think it has really cool sounds, and I kind of hold remixes to different standards and different kind of I have different kind of trigger points of things that I look for in a remix. I think it works as a remix, but I don't know if it works as like a pop song. But it's not a pop. It's a remix. So I already don't know what to say, but I do like the sound of it though. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm jumping between screens. Jim?
All right, very good. I had to unmute my mic too there for a second. All right, we're back. Yeah, at first, when I first heard it had kind of that Communards erasure vibe going for it at first, even a little dose of like Chicago House in their late 80s, early 90s Chicago House. The vocalist, it's a very beautiful voice. I always wish she would show some more range. It sounds like she was just reading verse after verse. And as Craig alluded to in the chat, I'm usually used to verse, chorus, verse, and it just seemed like it was just this ongoing flatlining thing going on. I was looking for some kind of a chord change or some drop of some kind, something that would separate the verses from in the chorus. You know what I mean? And then it just I think the other thing too is what surprised me was towards the end. All of a sudden there was like this little, like a brief bridge. I'm like, okay, all right, this is a chance for her to come back and just really just belt out a third lyric or a third verse and grab us one last shot at it. And all of a sudden it just ended. I didn't expect it to end so abruptly the way it did. The production quality sounded very good, and I think the vocalist just needs to maybe have a little bit more fluctuation and a little bit more urgency, and a little bit more, just belt it out a little bit more. Differentiate your verses from your chorus. If you're going to be monotonous during your verse, belt out a chorus of some kind, and then end strong. I mean, there's it's not all bad. It's just things need to be tweaked up a little bit.
Is that you, Jim? Okay, first of all, I'm really finding it difficult to find the original track. I can't find it on YouTube. I can't find it on Spotify. They did send me 2 tracks. I don't know if we should listen to the other one. I don't know if there were 2 remixes or if it was an original and the remix. I don't know what refix means. So maybe that is the original track. So we might give that a little listen. But in the meantime, there was a couple of things that were underlined. It sounded to me like there were 2 tracks combined. And I was trying so hard to think what they were. I was getting do 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 do, which was like an old like 90s dance hit in the UK, and I can't think of who it was. And then I also was hearing what's that? You and me, baby, we ain't nothing but mammals. Forget what it's called. I was hearing that. I was hearing 2 or 3 things that sounded like a mishmash of 2 or 3 tracks that had been kind of combined. And it was driving me nuts because that other track's on the tip of my tongue, that sort of 90s like do 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 in the background that was underlined. I'm like, what is that? What is that? It's driving me insane. And it'll come back to me as soon as we finish the broadcast. I'll be like, oh yeah, that's what that track was.
The Bad Touch by Bloodhound Gang was what you were thinking of, Helen.
Yeah, but the other one, the other track, I can't think of what that other track is, right? So that's going to, yeah, anyway, whatever. That's that. But it was really hard to focus on listening to this because all I was thinking was, what is that other track that they were kind of, do you know what I mean? How your brain just, that was really distracting me. It was a bit repetitive. It was a little bit like it didn't go anywhere. There was nothing wrong with it. But it was a little bit like, okay, where's this going to go? I don't know how long the track was, but it felt like, sort of 3 or 4 minutes of this sameness, I don't know if before we go any further, if we should play the other track that was sent. They did send 2. I played the first one, which was Jonas's remix. Maybe we should play the other one and then elaborate and go more into it. What do we think? Should we do that? Okay. I guess I'm sharing my screen. Hello, Gingy Scottish Gigi. Gingy. It's so weird calling you Gingy, Sarah. How's it going? Right.
Hello.
We are. Hang on. If I share that, that's the wrong thing, isn't it? Because that takes me somewhere else.
How do they spell the band name?
Hey, Lindsay.
It's just spelled
Hello,
we. It's
Lindsay.
just spelled We Are Two.
Just trying to look on Facebook to see if they have like a page, but I can't.
I couldn't find it on YouTube. Hi, Badges. How are you doing? I've just shared the wrong thing because I'm a silly sausage. Hang on. For those of you in the chat that are just coming in and don't know what's going on and why I'm so discombobulated, I didn't. The guys on the stream know this. I didn't sleep last night at all. I pulled an all-nighter and I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll have a couple of hours nap before JukeBox Jury, and then fell asleep for 4 hours. So I've only just opened my eyes before we've gone live, and I'm not functioning properly at all. So my apologies for being so scatty.
There's a lot of companies called We Are Two.
I know there's lots of stuff, but I can't even find them. They've given me links to. They must have accounts, but when I'm searching for We Are Two, I can't find their stuff. There's one with one track called Home, which is a completely different thing. So I don't know. Let's just play the second track that they've sent, and we'll go more into it after that. Do we have sound?
Yep.
For always in my life. Still feel nobody close to mine. Yeah. No. Yeah. For always in my life. I close my eyes and you are there. Put your arms around me and pull me near. You whisper softly in my ear how much you want me, how much you care. How much you care. together every day. Always, yeah. Always, for always in my life.
Okay. Well, should we do the same thing again, and we'll go back round in order, right? Jeeves, what did you think of that one?
I was bored out of my mind. It was very repetitive. Her vocals are very like it. It got me thinking of like Lady Gaga, but then she does all these ranges and stuff. But hers is just monotone. I thought she was gonna do something cool. The harmonies that she was doing, it was like fighting each other all over the place. It's like, what the heck? It's like, it was so confusing. I was like, what is going on here? And then it's just straight through, repeat over and over again. I was like, when is this gonna end? Like, how long is this track? That's how I felt completely. Like, so like a vocals is so monotone. Like if she does some runs or something dynamic to pull me, it's just like there's like I could be walking on the street and just going doing that, and that's all I listen to. So that's how I feel. So nah, I don't think this group is doing anything for me.
Okay. Stefano?
Another remix, right? So it's like it's hard. I don't know.
think so. I wasn't sure when I opened it if it was the original track or if it was another remix, but I think it is
Oh,
another remix.
it's
Yeah.
a remix. I think it's the. I mean, like, just coming from my musical background, I guess, as a musician, I'm trying to like rate it as what I would kind of do because we haven't heard the original, I guess, but the I think the beat is just so basic. Like that remix was probably completed in 6 minutes, I would suspect. Um, it has some like I get the original. I get the monotone delivery of the female vocal. Like there's a place for that in electronic music, and I think they're drawing on that because I believe that's also the singer from Train to Spain. If I'm not, I could be completely off.
It didn't say that I don't think it said that in the
It
emails.
sounds like it's that Swedish thing. Like she has a pretty voice, and it sounds like she's restraining herself on purpose, like to give it like this kind of minimalist effect. You know what? I don't. I wouldn't say I like the other remix more because it's more my style because it's more analog kind of arpeggiation and stuff. But what I'm noticing is that this song is probably the original is probably pretty monotone and doesn't have that drop we're all expecting, and it doesn't have that texture that we're used. It doesn't have the drama, but I'm wondering if I love drama, so I'm wondering if it's something that's just not what I'm used to. Uh, so I think for some people this would really work because it has that really cool droning monochromatic like detached feel of that some electronic music from especially from the 80s and 90s had. So it kind of, you know, it's not the pop, it's not the original mix probably, and the original mix is probably pretty similar in structure if I'm going to judge from these two remixes, but I would probably say, you know, it's a remix. This one was pretty much felt like it was kind of slapped together. The other one was a lot more dynamic, I think.
I think the other thing worth mentioning was, and I admit I did skim read the email, right? So, because I did switch off, it was too wordy.
Yeah.
But it did say that it was originally from 2018 and they were bringing it up to date this year, right? So, they're probably trying to bring it up to a lot changes, especially in electronic music, in a 6-year time span, right? So maybe it's not translating from. We haven't heard the original. Maybe that's why I can't find the original anywhere either. If it's from 2018, right? So anyway, I just wanted to throw that in there, Jim.
Yeah, the second version, I do like the fact that they did factor in. They brought in some reverb, but the vocals were buried underneath the drum bass / hi-hat sound. I still like that Chicago house type vibe to it. It has kind of a, I mean, I'm showing the age here, Liz Torres, who was a Chicago house head musician, singer, songwriter, who I saw on a couple of occasions back in the day. But you think that the vocalist, she has a very beautiful voice, as Stefano alluded to earlier. However, again, very monotone. Shows some emotion, shows some sense of urgency when you're reading those vocals. You want to raise your voice, differentiate the verse from the chorus, like we said in the first version. That part hasn't changed. It's still, as Jeeves alluded to, it's flatlining for me. I kind of wanted the song to end because it kind of sounded redundant and repetitive after a while. Mix it up a little bit, you know?
Is that you? Okay. First of all, I want to just say hi to Michael Bathurst over on TikTok. I do see you over there. I know that your comment hasn't come through on the restream. Hi. I just want to acknowledge it. Okay. I agree that the first remix, I preferred the first remix in terms of music. The second one did sound very samey. I know I said that about the first one, but the second one was even more samey. It was like in that hi-hat, that like really that there was something about the pitch of that. It was really like that's what I was honing in on. It was distracting. But
It's
what
tinny,
I will but
like
what
tinny.
tinny, yeah. But what I will say about the second one was I actually think it showed off her vocals a little bit more. There was a little bit in the middle where we lost the right, and it went kind of quiet, and you could hear a kind of okay. She didn't soar. She didn't go off. She went the other way. She went quiet and kind of soulful and warm. Her vocals were very warm, and taking that sort of drum beat away, that kind of housey rhythm away, kind of enabled us to hear that. We were actually able to hear range in her vocal because, like you say, the rest of it was very monotone, and obviously it's a remix, so it's the same things being repeated and repeated. That's not the whole song, right? We're just hearing a segment and it's being repeated. But in the middle, that little quiet bit in the middle, we did hear. Actually, her vocal reminded me a lot of Charlene Spiteri from Texas. She sounded a lot like Charlene Spiteri from Texas. You know, she's got a lower register, very warm, very soulful. And we got to hear that, just a little snippet of it in that little quiet moment. I don't really have very much to say about this. It did feel a lot like the second one was a longer. It'll be interesting to find out. I've closed it off. I closed off that tab, but I should have checked how long each track was. The second one felt longer.
Mm-hmm.
Like it felt like it went on for longer. They're probably much of a muchness. They're maybe about the same length, but it did feel like the second one went on for longer, you know? And I think that says a lot when you're waiting for something to finish. I did laugh at one of the comments, and I will read the comments out. I'll go back and reread them. One of the comments said, "For a dance remix, you're all looking bored to tears or something." It was Badgie said it, and it's like I laughed out loud because it's true. But I think it's because we're focused in on the music part. We're not actually like just vibing and feeling it. But it was that says a lot. You know, if someone's observing, you all look bored, rigid, and it's supposed to be a dance, that tells us what we need to know, right? Maybe we're not enjoying it, you know? I'm going to go back and read the comments, and then we'll vote on whether or not it was a hit or a miss. So, how far back do I need to go? E-bubbles, my bubbles. That was funny. Craig Badges does artwork on Twitch, and she was drawing bubbles last night, and all I could hear in my head was, you know, Finding Nemo. You draw my bubbles, my bubbles. Yes, I did get some sleep. Okay, so Badger says vocals are mixed too low. Silly sausage. Yep, they were a little bit, especially especially on the second track. It felt like they were quieter.
Agreed.
And someone mentioned the harmonies. I don't think there was
Yeah, I
anything.
did.
I don't think there was anything wrong with the harmonies, but I think they were mixed badly.
Yeah,
You know, they were
definitely.
too much on the same level. There needed to be differentiation between the two. There needed to be some kind of, you know, one needed to be softer than the other, and they were both on the same level.
was
So it
like
sounded like they
very
were fighting
different.
each other. It sounded like they were conflicting with each other because they were on the same. Do
Yes.
you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I got that as well. You're right, but it wasn't that there was anything wrong with the harmonies per se. It was just
No.
they were badly mixed. Okay, so I've caught up. For a dance mix, you all look bored to death. That was the comment, and that made me laugh. And that kind of, I feel like that kind of summarizes. I think that kind of summarizes the overall thought and feeling of the track. This has some of the life that was missing in the first. So Craig thinks the second remix was had more life to it, which is interesting. Gingies went away and got the link to their Facebook page. Thank you so much for researching that and putting it in the chat for me. So if anybody's interested in this band, the Facebook link is in the chat. Thank you so much. I didn't find them. I couldn't find them on Spotify or YouTube. Okay, must be a cave rav reverb maxed rave. Okay, a cave rave. Cave rave. Oots, 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 oots. Get your glow sticks, people. It would be a good ringtone. Gingy's got the name of the. That was the other thing as well. The girl's name wasn't listed. They kept making reference to the bands that the guys in, but the lassie wasn't typical. The vocalist wasn't even mentioned. Her name wasn't even mentioned in the email. Okay, but the original is on LimeWire. Liked the middle bit a bit better. I'm just the snarky spectator. Listen, badges, you are welcome to come in here and be a panelist, be a juror anytime.
Yes.
You know this. You are welcome anytime. So you can be your snarky spectator, but you're also welcome to come in anytime. So don't give me your nonsense. Right. Okay, I've caught up with the comments. What did we think, boys? Was it a hit or was it a miss?
I'm sorry. I am gonna go with a. Oh, hey, come on, work. Okay, there we go.
Okay, I just got to say, before I lift my sheet up, I just want to really quickly tell you why I'm voting this way. Is because I think I'm judging it as a remix, and if I was in a club and I was kind of drunk or something,
and you're buzzed,
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't care.
Wouldn't care. Yeah.
So I wouldn't call it a miss. If there could be a mitt or a hiss, I'm gonna say hit. I'm throwing them a Hail Mary on this one. Usually I'm a lot more like picky, but because it's a remix and all that stuff, and the sounds were good, I'm gonna do
you
that.
don't need to explain or justify your decision.
Because I'm usually so picky with these things, I just feel weird.
To be honest with you, I feel really bad. I seldom ever give anything a miss. Honestly, I find it really difficult. But for me, I'm just like, I'm thinking in my mind, would I play this on Helen's mixtape?
No, you bored your audience.
And I'm thinking, I don't think that I would. It is too much of a muchness. It is too much of the same thing. So
I get it though. I get all the like.
You were doing it upside down.
I was trying to get it like it's backwards. So if I go like through the paper, it's like not backwards.
Yeah, do you know what? I did this. These are the same signs that I made the first time we did the show. I've had them for the 18 months, right? And because I wasn't sure if the thing was mirrored, I actually did one on each side because I can write backwards. I did sign writing years ago, so I actually did.
I'm gonna do that.
So sometimes I'm not sure which way around I have it.
Yeah, whiz? Are you a whiz? That's what Jim says.
I'm just mirroring your scene. Sorry, thank you. Blow Monkeys reference from 1986. Back to you, Helen.
I'm going to open up the emails. You just chat amongst yourselves, make your Blow Monkeys references, have a wee sing along, whatever it takes while I find these emails, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Let's go back and scroll through. So we've got Bloca-Cola again, but we had him. Sorry, what?
I love that name.
So we need a redemption.
We did. We had Coca-Cola, but we had them a few weeks ago. So I feel like I love that people are sending me their stuff and they're enthusiastic, and every time they release something new, they're sending it to me. But we can't keep having the same people over and over again. It doesn't feel fair. So we need to change it up a little bit. I've got lots here from the usual spammers. I know that bands pay PR companies to send stuff out, but it just I switch off when you spam. There's Shauna McLaren, and look, spam. And it's guaranteed she hasn't listened to any of my radio shows, doesn't know what I play. You know what I mean? Brian Hazard, we've played him. Chuck Spadina, we've played them. I'm looking for something different.
Have you guys had any Breathe of My Leaves by any chance?
I always get Breathe of My Leaves, but I feel like Breathe of My Leaves have been showcased.
We have, yeah.
In disproportionately so.
Oh no.
Hang on. I need to go forward a little bit. I mean, I might come back to these, but I'm just trying to find someone that we haven't featured before. Coca-Cola again. The Revolt. Okay, I haven't heard of them. Let's open this one. Has that jumped over? Hang on. Check. Yes, it has. All right. Let's read this. Hi. Well, hello. I'm reaching out on behalf of our band, The Revolt. We are an up-and-coming punk band from Cork with a new single titled Flaboy. That would be a great fit for your station's audience. Okay, so maybe for the station's audience, that doesn't necessarily mean to say Helen's Mixtapes audience. We're about to find out. We believe that our music aligns well with the style and preferences of your station's listeners. We'd be thrilled if you consider adding our single Flaboy to your playlist and giving it some airtime. You can have a listen to our single Flaboy. They've said it about 3 times now. Below in a wave and MP3. Thank you for sending me the files. That's good. Link to our single. Thank you for considering our request. We greatly appreciate your support of independent artists like us. Look forward to the possibility of hearing our single on your station. All right. Let's open up the files then. Has that jumped over? No, it hasn't. Okay.
Nope.
I wish it would. You know, when you jump to another screen, it would be nice if it actually shared that instead of having to reshare it. Okay.
There we go.
So they've actually sent me 2 tracks. They've sent me a thing called Be Real, and they've sent me Flaboy. But I think because they've mentioned Flaboy a million times in the email, that's the one that we should play, right? So let's do that. Let me know if we've got sound. Whoa. What happened there? I told you my mouse has a mic. I told you my mouse. I think my mouse has a mind of its own. Okay, let's try that again. This isn't Walking on Sunshine. Now,
Wow.
I might be wrong, okay? But I'm just going to hazard a guess that he might want to be a flyboy.
Maybe.
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 Stefano, do you want to go first on this one?
Oh no, but okay. It's not really. It's not really my style of music, obviously. So I'm trying to be like. I'm trying to detach myself from my personal tastes to kind of. Uh, oh boy, the it's garage. Somebody said garage meets country. That's pretty close. It's kind of like rockabilly garage almost. Um, yeah, I don't have much to say. I don't have much to
If you
say.
don't have much to say, it's okay to say no comment. And you know, you don't have to.
But it's really weird for me to not have because I'm so opinionated on everything usually. So it's kind of weird to not have something to. I mean, for what it is, it's supposed to sound kind of rough, and it's the for this kind of music, the vocal is supposed to sound sometimes like they're cracking in and out, and they're not hitting all the right notes precisely. Like it's kind of hitting all the right notes for this kind of music. So like, who am I to judge? Like, I wouldn't be playing this for myself, but as for the kind of music it is, you know, I can't say like it was kind of fun too, you know, like you start you're I think it annoyed me at first, especially the repetitiveness, but then I started laughing. I said, okay, that's the point. It's kind of like fun, annoying. I don't know. That's all I'll say.
I'm going to leave Jeeves till last because he's bursting and enthusiastic. So, Jim, you go next.
Wow. I guess I'll go, right? No.
Yeah, I said Jim, you go next.
I guess I'll go. No. The song had great. You know, I'm a guitar guy, but I will go from like listening to Disappointed by Electronic to Motorhead doing some song. I saw Judas Priest 2 weeks ago, but then at the same time I went home and I started listening to the Smiths. So basically, the first thing I thought of when I heard this song was very Blink 182-esque. It had that early 2000s cookie cutter corporate alternative rock vibe going here. And that's a good thing if you're about 20 years younger than me and have also have worked about 20 years ago. 10 years from now, when the early 2000s come into being like retro cool, I don't know. I mean, I loved the guitar, the bass, the drums were very good, but for some reason, again, I'm not going to bash the vocalist here because give her an A for effort, but it just seemed again that monotone-esque vibe going. I mean, she's screaming a little bit, but it's screaming a little bit during the chorus, but not during the vocals. So during the verses, flatlining here. The lyrics were mid. The backing vocals, when that guy came in to sing with her, you could barely hear it. Production quality was okay, not great per se. If I had a couple of, like, several good beers in me, I could probably like it. That's it.
All right, then,
I'm
Jeeves.
listening for my answer.
Okay. I loved it. It's my style of music. I love its garage. It's the 80s garage, screamo. I heard a little bit of For Blonde in it with the vocals. It's I know what Jim said about monotone and stuff, but that was the style back in like the 80s and 90s and whatever. I heard Green Day on that instead of Blink 182. At the very last bit, when there's the guitar only, you can hear that riff from one of the songs from Green Day. I think it was the Nuke or Doogie or whatever, the album in Green Days. Yeah, that one riff that was there. And I know this was mixed by a guitar player because that guitar was super damn loud. He didn't care about anyone else except for himself.
Selfish.
He was so
Nothing wrong
selfish.
with
He
that.
cranked that whole thing up really loud because you can hear the amp noise, everything. It was cranked to the max. They even probably clipped out the mic or whatever it was. That thing was just screaming loud. The vocals were good. I liked everything. As long as they had the guitar a little bit down and mixed it nicely, I think it would have been really good. But it was great. I loved it. I enjoyed it, actually. That's why I was singing, Fly Boy, let's go. And that's me.
That's you?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I'm going to start off by saying that punk, I love the sentiment of punk, right? I love the energy. I love the, what it was. It's really weird for me when you guys reference punk and you make references to Green Day and Blink-182. It's like, no, punk is like the Sex Pistols and the Clash and like the fucking, I like to throw in the odd sweary word, but you're talking, like 1976 London, mass unemployment and people rebelling against that, and fuck it, we can do it ourselves. We don't need to have a record label. That whole DIY. It started what came next, right? Essentially a music revolution. To me, that's punk. It's so weird when you guys reference to the 2000s as punk. It's odd. Now, I liked the fact nobody's been very complimentary about her vocals, but I liked the fact that she was singing in her own Irish accent. Right, they're from Cork, they're Irish. And someone in the comments mentioned punk meets country. For me, it was, I heard the Pogues in there. The Pogues were a punk band, but very folky, right? And you can hear that lineage in this. Yeah, they're a punk band. I wouldn't call them, I wouldn't call them grunge or garage, or I would call them a punk band, which is what they've labeled themselves as punk. But I would throw in folk. I would throw in punk folk. I can hear massive influence in the Pogues here. I can hear that running through this, and I don't know if it is because she's singing it in her own native Irish accent, and I love that as well. She's not trying to sound American. She's not trying to sound English. A lot of punk bands, even in the 70s when punk was punk, people with regional accents would try and sound like they were from London, mate. I mean, even Midge did it in the Rich Kids. He was singing Rich Kids. He's from Glasgow, but he's singing it like he's from London. Do you know what I mean? Because that was the punk sound. I love the fact that she's actually singing this in her own accent. And, you're right. It's punk. It doesn't need to be. She's not singing. It doesn't need to be, particularly, tuneful or, it's just the attitude's there. And that's what punk is. Punk's an attitude. It's the same three chords essentially. Punk pretty much all sounds the same, but it's about the attitude. And yeah, I probably wouldn't play this on Helen's mixtape because it would stand out like a sore thumb. It wouldn't fit in with anything else. For me, punk, in of what it started, like I say, it all kind of sounds the same. When it became post-punk new wave, that's when it soared for me. When all those bands went on and did other things, the Police, Blondie, even the Clash to a certain extent, Susie and the Banshees, when it kind of became more grown up and it evolved. This is I would call it punk folk. And I can definitely hear the Pogues as an influence in there. Would I play it on mixtape? Probably not. Did I enjoy it? For what it is, as a punk song, it was alright. Would I buy it? Probably not. Was there anything wrong with it? Again, for what it is, someone says that you can see the garage that they're playing, and it did. It sounded like it was a live recording in a garage. It didn't sound like it had been multi-tracked. It sounded like it had been, like recorded live in an echoey basement or garage somewhere. Sorry, garage for the Americans, a garage somewhere. Okay, I think that's me. I don't really have very much more to say, but I think that, we've got to remember what it is. And I think they got that across. I think they got the punk attitude across. It didn't sound like it didn't, and it's funny because you said cookie cutter, like it was from a mold. I didn't get that. I think it came across as the punk attitude came across. It didn't sound like it was manufactured in that way. It sounded like, and maybe it sounded. I think it sounded authentic, but I think it sounded authentic because she was singing in her Irish accent. Anyway, that's all I've got to say. I'm going to read the comments, and then we'll do our is it a hit or a miss. Hang on, I always need to go back a bit. Scroll back. Hang on. This mouse, man. I need to get a new mouse. All right. Craig says, yeah, but nah.
Oh, Craig.
Hang on. We got sound. Started well. Rock out. Okay, hang on. Straight out the gate. Girls are sad. Can't crack on. Lol. Girls are sad. Can't crack on. What? I can see the garage. The garage. She's singing in. Yeah. If punk met country, this is it. Yeah. But Badger says punk met country. I hear folk in there. I hear Irish folk in there. Probably for the best. Yeah, but now was the previous song. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed that before. Oh, that was one of the lyrics. Okay, I didn't even hear the lyrics. I'm so not with it this week. Right. So I hear y'all saying, when is she ever with it? She says this every damn time. What did we think? Did we think it was a hit or did we think it was a miss?
Is this even visible?
I can't see what that says.
Yeah, I don't know what it says.
God, I thought it was going to be clever by putting it on the iPhone. That's better than
It's too bright. That's why you can't see it.
So
Oh, it's a miss.
It's a miss.
Just because I can't stand it doesn't mean it's not going to be a hit. So that's why I think everyone else is going to like it.
I appreciate it, but it's not my thing.
I think it achieved what they were trying to achieve. So that's why it's
yeah. I think it's very
I do like punk though.
I feel like there isn't very much more they could do to improve it beyond what it is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like there's nothing they're going to do to change it that's going to improve it.
Nope.
Because it just is what it is.
I didn't hate it.
Exactly.
It's just not a miss. I mean, it's not a hit.
Again, you don't have to explain.
I know. I feel so bad. I feel like I'm in the middle somewhere.
It's just an opinion, and everybody's entitled to it. And like I say, I wouldn't buy it or play it. Maybe I should have given it a miss. I don't know. Whatever.
I might listen to that.
It's not too late to change it.
It's a. What was it? You combined the two words. What did you call it?
A mit or a hiss.
A mit or a hiss. We'll call it a hiss.
Yeah.
It's a hiss.
Or a whiz.
Okay. A whiz.
Right.
Like how Jim was saying.
Emails. And go back. Okay. I feel like we're on slow motion this week. I feel everything's really slow. I don't know if it's me, if it's my brain, or what's going on. Okay. We've been through these. Coca-Cola. I'm getting that echo again. What is that?
Acid flashback.
I'm probably going to have to open one of these spammy ones because I'm struggling to see independent artists have sent me stuff. Hang on. Let's go back down a wee bit. Okay, so the Revolt is where we left off. Rob Stewart. That looks like it's an independent person. Let's open that one. Has that jumped over? It has. Okay. Hello, Helen. Well, hello. My name is Rob Stewart. I am the producer and synth guru from the band Slave to the Square Wave. Listen, if you're going to call yourself a guru, you better be good. All right? I'm just saying, you're setting yourself up here, okay? I'm the producer and synth guru from the band Slave to the Square Wave, hailing from Toronto, Canada.
Ooh.
I also work with Montreal's Benjamin Russell and Ottawa's Bernard Fraser from Church of Trees, whom you may have heard of, as well as more. S2TSW is my main musical project. Okay, that's not much of a tongue twister when you're trying to announce it on the radio. S2TSW are releasing 2 best of albums on March 13th to mark the 25th anniversary as a band. One release called Ambient Do. I don't know what. What? Ambient Do. I don't know if this guy's. I don't know if this is a typo.
Ambient pickle? What?
I don't know if you. I'm gonna copy and paste this in the chat, and you tell me how I'm supposed to announce it. Listen, guys. See when you're in a band.
He's
Okay?
a guru.
Another heads up. See
Ambient
when
guru. Ambient guru.
See when you're in a band, right?
Let's see what we got here.
You've got to remember that someone has to announce this on the radio. Some poor bastard, right, has to pronounce this on the radio. Okay, they've got to get they've got to be able to say your name. They've got to be able to pronounce it. Otherwise, I'm not going to fucking play it. If I can't say that, you tell me.
Oh my god!
How I'm supposed to pronounce that?
That's maybe an auto incorrect from
Ambient to Win
That's the name of the song.
Out Soul.
Is it backwards?
I'm wondering.
Yeah, that might be autocorrect.
That's what I said. I said, is it a typo? What is this? But
that's breaking my brain.
You think you should check your fucking email before you hit the send button?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I just run it through your security browser.
No. I don't. Listen. I don't think this is a typo, and I'll tell you for why. Because it gets worse. Okay.
Oh boy.
One release called whatever the fuck that's called, right? Features are ballads, down tempo and moodier songs, while electro dark quavism the funk rock. I'm going to copy and paste this one as well. This guy's taking the fucking piss.
Now, can you say that backwards, Helen?
Hang on, I'm trying to copy and paste, but my mouse is doing its own thing.
Oh no.
Roger says someone has a drinking problem is exactly what that says.
I think this is meth or something. I don't know.
Where did I put my keyboard? Where did I put my keyboard?
There's a cat that sleeps on the keyboard.
Like, I put it down for a second, and now I don't know where I put it. Like, I had it in my hand. I was copying and pasting.
My God.
This is bad. Oh, it's fell. I've got it. Hang on. Right, so, hang on. Please, musicians, be mindful, okay? Not only does some poor bastard have to be able to pronounce your name and the names of your songs, right? But the other thing is, make sure all your social media is easy to find, because see, most of the time taken after a show is me trying to find people's social media. They've got different names on different socials. There's other people with the same handles. Like, it's really difficult to tag people and let them know the song's been played, or to promote them, or to, because obviously you're putting something out there into the world. You want people to promote it. How can I promote you if I can't find you on social media?
I want to see if this guy can actually sing this in the song.
It's probably an instrumental. Right.
Maybe it's code. Like, maybe he's like stuck in some basement and that's like code for "come help me."
Okay, so here's the next song.
Electro dark waves and funk rock.
How the fuck am I supposed to announce that on the radio?
Oh, it's the funk.
Is that Pig Latin or something? What is that?
Features. It says features are upbeat stuff. 64 tracks in total, spanning 25 years in our career. Many of the tracks have been remixed, remade, retweaked, and remastered by Rob, giving all tracks continuity and a modern sound. Yeah, but shit names. We'd be grateful.
I want to hear this.
It'll be fun judging this when we're angry.
I'm already frustrated and I haven't even listened to anything yet.
Good. I want to hear this. This is.
We would be grateful if you gave our music a listen and possibly a spin on your show. Not if I've got to fucking pronounce it. I won't be.
I'll jump on and do it.
And if you like what you hear, feel free to share our music with your friends and co-workers.
64 tracks.
All right, Rob. You've got us intrigued. Where do we start? Hang on, what have we got down here? It looks like they've actually attached a couple of videos, and that's always nice if we've got a video. So let's watch a video. Hang on.
Oh boy.
Oh, slave to the square wave, skydiving, sinners of St. Avenue.
Just email us on this.
Let's just open a video. And has that jumped over? Hang on.
Yep.
Excellent. Right, let me know if we've got sound.
Jump into a new life. No need to be afraid anymore. Life is a moment. Kickstart and own it. Free fall in seconds flat. Now bring on the heart attack. Soaring the atmosphere. What else is there to fear? Hang on the baby, 'cause we're just about to step right out of the blue and into the sky. That's when I knew I had to fly with feeling into my head. Maybe out of my mind. That's when I knew my heart started beating. Out of the clouds and into my life. All that it takes is a step worth leaping. Out of the air, head into the dive. Falling in love is just parachuting. It's just parachuting. It's just parachuting. A big leap of faith and a jump to a faded airflow. I'll be death-defying for you. Cloud busting the air like we don't give a care now. A 10-mile high point of view. Love is a moment. Reach out and own it. Falling in seconds flat. I'll bring on the heart attack. Scanning the stratosphere. Nothing left for us to fear. Hang on there, honey, 'cause we're just about to walk right out of the blue and into the sky. That's when I knew I had to fly with feeling into my head. Maybe out of my mind. That's when I knew my heart started beating. Out of the clouds and into my life. All that it takes is a step worth leaping. Out of the air, head into the dive. Falling in love is just parachuting. It's a long way up, it's a fast way down. In a highway sky, no feet on the ground. In a freeway flight, in an airborne sea. Come on baby, as long as you are falling with me. It's a question of faith, it may be frightening too. In the end of it all, it's just me and you. It's a matter of trust, it's a matter of just say I do. Just say I do. That's when I knew my heart started
Okay. I've got a lot to say about this, but I'm obviously going to go last. Stefano, you're first up, I think. No, Jim.
You went last, it's Jim.
So Jim's up first. Go on.
Out of the blue and into my life. Sorry, everybody, come on, Stefano, come on, jeez, Helen, come on, everybody in the audience, let's do it, and then get some chroma key. Okay, I can't lie. Well, first of all, thank goodness Gigi is on this track. It said at the beginning. If that wasn't the case, we wouldn't be here right now. So thank you, Gigi. It's first. At first, I was kind of cynical here. I know that's a first when I review music here, but I just feel like I was watching. This is the kind of song that you'd hear on a music bed during like a action sequence during the TV show Baywatch. However, the production quality is very, very good. The vocals are decent. There's tons of lyrics, which I think give this guy credit for just. I mean, the chorus is going to be redundant, but that's what you expect from a chorus. But the verses were just, they were passionate, and I love that. The chorus was very distinctive, unlike the first song, where it was just, Jim, are you there? Very. There was energy here. There was enthusiasm. There's positivity. There's hope. We need that in this world, super cool. However, as I could not watch the video. Although towards the end I couldn't help but laugh because I was enjoying myself. It was the video was so bad, the song was that good. I could watch the video and tolerate it. Although, give the guy credit for having a skinny leather tie. Because yours truly did wear, again, showing my age here, I did have a skinny leather tie in the 80s. And my girlfriend thought that was flippin' hot. And then I found out she was cheating on me about 6 months later. But anyway, I will give credit to Lindsay in our chat, Badger Makes, ladies and gentlemen, follow her on Twitch, calling him the flailing wiggly arm guy, While the song isn't exactly the type of material you'll find on Helen's mixtape for the most part, it's still, and that's just my opinion, I think it's just it's catchy. I like this song, and the ending was really cool too. I mean, I like that it just and it just stops and it gets airy and spacey, and it kind of leaves you hanging for more. I really like this song.
Stefano?
Is it my turn? Okay. Okay. So firstly, because being a music video director by trade, there's always something I say. It's better to not have a music video than to have a bad music video, and this is a perfect example of that. But the song is good. The song, I mean, it reminds me of the stuff I grew up with in Canada, being from Canada. He's Canadian. It reminds me of the stuff I grew up with being a young kid in Canada in the 80s. But stuff I wouldn't listen to. Like I loved stuff that was more kind of more like Gowan and Strange Advance and Glass Tiger and Honeymoon Suite and Platinum Blonde and all those. Even Bryan Adams and stuff when I was growing up. But
stuff I wouldn't listen to.
Honeymoon Suite.
That was
Honeymoon
funny.
Suite, incredible. So, although like it reminded me of Canada in the 80s, but stuff I wouldn't listen to. But it's actually well done. It's a well written song. It's fun. There's melody in it. There's melody. Like I love when the verses are cared for as much as the choruses, and the melody was in both. Like, yeah, I have to say it's something that is it was refreshing. It was good. It was I liked it. It was fun. I probably wouldn't play it like as in a regular kind of if I was to have a playlist on the radio. Like it doesn't seem to suit the stuff that I would probably listen to that much. But it's good. That's all I can say. Yeah.
Jeeves?
Yeah, I'm not gonna bash on the video because everybody already did. So it's kind of a little bit of distracting to it because I was expecting that anyways with all the crazy names they had and everything. But he actually had a good production. I liked the drums in it. A lot of guitar. I don't know if he was a guitar player or not, this guy. but there was a lot of guitar. He said it was a synth guru, but it wasn't very much of a synth guru
Yeah.
to even showcase on that. Maybe another song or anything like that. But overall, I thought it was really good. Like, it had the verses. I like the bridge, and the very very end where he ended with that string was really really nice. So I tried not to watch the video because that was very very distracting, and just listen to the music. It was actually pretty good. I actually liked it. The drums were really nice done for the guitar stuff he was doing. The synth, he had like the pads and stuff in there. But I don't know if I would call you a guru from listening to just that. But
Flailing
yeah,
on,
for the
guru.
yeah for a Canadian, and he pulled it off as production wise. Yeah, the song's really good. I would listen to it, but it won't be in like my top 5 or 10. It'll be like right at the bottom of everything. So I thought it was pretty cool. I liked it. Yeah, it was refreshing. Nice.
So you done?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I can hear my echo. What is that? Hang on, I'm going to mute all you guys just in case it's coming back for you guys. Okay. I actually really liked this, and I'm going to talk about the video for a minute because everybody's shitting on the video. I actually really enjoyed the video. I love the fact that zero fucks are given, right? This guy is not taking himself seriously at all, right? I love the fact that, like, he had the green screen and everything, but we were seeing the banister and the furniture and all the shit in the room in the background. He's sitting there in his jammies. He just did not give a fuck. And that was funny. Like, he's not taking himself seriously. It was a funny video. And obviously there's zero budget, so he's like, what can I do? Okay, let's just, do you know what I mean? I actually quite enjoyed that. The guy's got a sense of humor. Rob, because I just double checked your name in the email. I would play this on Helen's mixtape, but you need to fix the name shit. Like, unless you want me to introduce your track as some fucking song by Square to the Wave, Who's He What's It's, like, unless you want me to just, like, I need to, don't do that. If you, and it's okay, it's evident that you have a sense of humor and you're not taking yourself too seriously. But that can hinder you. Like, I don't know if that's a mask where it's like, oh well, if it doesn't do well, whatever, because I'm not taking it too seriously. Like, if you genuinely want people to play your stuff on the radio, right, you need to at least enable the presenter to pronounce it. Like, reading your email frustrated the fuck out of me and actually pissed me off before I listened to your song. Like, that whole, like, trying to decipher what the fuck is that, like, that's just annoying, right? And it really detracted away from, like, what is actually a good song. And I don't know if that was the song you wanted us to play. I know you'd attached a couple of videos at the bottom and I just picked one at random. You've got 64 tracks. Based on what we just listened to, I would investigate them and listen to more, which is a huge compliment. If somebody's going to go in and investigate your stuff and listen to more of your stuff, like, that's as good as it's going to get. Just, I'm so frustrated. At, if I play this, how do I, do you know what I mean? And I'm the kind of person who will ask someone how to pronounce their name so I don't get it wrong. Like, I'm mindful of that. I don't want to fuck it up, but I feel like you've put an obstacle in my way. I'm not, and obviously I'm taking it personally because I'm referring to myself, but I feel like you've put an obstacle in radio presenters' way where most people will just go, fuck it, I'm not playing that. I don't know what it's called. How do I pronounce that? Do you get what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense. I actually enjoyed it. I would play it. I even enjoyed the video that everybody thinks was shit. And I love people who have a sense of humor, and clearly you have a sense of humor, and you're not taking yourself too seriously. But maybe you should take yourself just a little bit more seriously if you genuinely want people to play your stuff on radio. Because obviously you've sent it out, you've taken the time and the trouble to create this thing, you've taken the time and trouble to create 64 songs. Well, presumably they're all to the same standard. You know, that was a well produced, well written, well constructed, good song. Presumably they're all on the same par with each other. Okay, you've taken the time and the trouble to create this thing. You've put it out into the world. You've taken the time and the trouble to email me and presumably lots of other radio presenters you obviously want to put out there. Maybe you need to just take yourself, like, take that barrier of, oh, well, fuck it. If it doesn't do well, it doesn't matter because I'm not taking. Take that shit down. You obviously care enough to send it out. So make it a little bit easier for us to, because most people who are presenting radio, especially independent, you know, community radio or non-commercial radio, most people are in that for the love of it. We're not being paid. We love music. We want to support independent artists who maybe aren't on a label that are trying to. We want to support you. Make it a little bit easier for us. And that goes for the rant that I had about bands with their social media as well. Make it a little bit easier for us to tag you, promote you, let people know about you. Because if it's really difficult, if I've got to sit for half an hour and try to find your fucking Twitter handle, I don't have time for that. And radio, I'm not being paid to do it. It's not my full-time job. I'm doing it for the love of it, and it's hard work, and it's harder work if I'm having to sit for half an hour and try and find your fucking social media. Anyway, this has been a sweary one today. This is lack of sleep Helen coming out, like effing and blinding and jeffing. We haven't dropped a C-bomb yet.
I can't wait for that one.
I'm Scottish. It's par for the course. So I'm going to go back and read the comments, and then we'll vote. But I know I didn't really say very much about the song, but there's not an awful lot to say. It was well written. It was well crafted. It was well produced. What else is there to say? Do you know what I mean? But, okay. Badges says, this email is a miss. And she's right. The email was a miss.
Yeah.
Craig says, please be good. What the fuck? Okay, there's lots of things going on here. ZZ Fly says, sounds like 1985 Psychedelic Furs. I agree, it did have a Psychedelic Furs feel about it. Lip sync, he sure ain't. Again, though, that was clearly intentional. He was kind of taking the piss out of himself. I enjoyed that. I like people who are a little bit self-effacing and, you know, don't take themselves too seriously. There's nothing wrong with that. Flailing wiggly arm guy is cracking me up. Everyone is so creative. And then she says, Badges, I'm putting you back in the group chat because you need to start coming up here as one of the panel. She says, it's not a bad song if you don't look at it.
That's why I didn't look at it.
It's based.
So distracting.
It's totally based.
I think that's the comment of the night. Like, that's funny.
Yeah.
Gingy says, it sounds like something I recognise, but I'm bad at recalling. And I agree, it did sound like something else. But I couldn't place what it was either. It'll come back to me after my next cup of coffee, I've no doubt. Finally, at the end, the clip gets real. And Craig agrees that it sounds familiar. Almost Bowie-esque sound for vocals. He had a good voice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Definitely. Like there was not. I cannot pinpoint anything there that needed anything
like
to improve it.
A song from Bowie, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Stefano nailed it when he was saying like stuff from the 80s in Canada. Like, it does have that kind of retro.
Yeah, it does.
Kind of feel, but it's like nondescript. It is hard to pinpoint. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through. We need more Steel Panther to unite the world. Guessing in before Helen.
Hi, Craig.
But I think it could get a play on mixtape. I would play this on mixtape. I would play it. It wouldn't stand out to you. There's other things I can put in around it that would sound of a similar disposition. Like, it wouldn't sound too out of place. I enjoyed it. You mean the video and the lyrics not matching up? Definitely better with eyes closed. Badges is cracking me up in the comments today. Hi Jim, I didn't watch the video. Song was good. Deep breath. Yeah, that was me breathing in. That was me trying to, decide what I was going to say. All right, I think we're pretty much caught up. I feel like we're all kind of talking amongst ourselves in the chat. Please announce it like that. What, like some fucking song by Who's He What's It? Yeah, that's how I'm gonna announce it. I missed the start. What was it called? You'll have to watch the replay, Ginge, because I'm not gonna try and pronounce it again.
Look what Maverick Brother wrote.
If you want.
That's a good one.
Oh man, don't mind me. I'm one of Jim's. Do the work and make it easy to find you. Basic self-promotion. Exactly. And like I say, I feel a little bit like, judging by the video and the whole, like, I'm not going to take this too seriously thing. I feel like there's an element of putting up a barrier, not self-sabotage, but almost like, well, it doesn't fucking matter if it doesn't do, like a self-preservation thing. Like,
Yeah.
but all you're doing is just making it harder to actually, When you say 80s in Canada, I just imagine a hockey team with a flock of seagulls haircuts.
Yep.
That's what it was like.
He's so
That's
true.
spot
He's
on,
so
Bart.
true.
Bart, that is spot on, buddy.
That's totally Canadian.
Bart, you couldn't have said it any better.
Okay. So, now that we've caught up on all the comments, what did we think? Was that a hit or was it a miss?
Oh, yeah. It was a hit. Well, even my wife loves it.
Hi, Maureen.
Hi, everybody.
That can softball in the rain out.
So,
She's wearing the
Somebody's birthday's tomorrow.
Oh,
I know.
Oh.
I know. I haven't
Happy early
forgotten.
birthday.
Helen's birthday is coming up.
Next
Yes.
week. Next week.
Next week. Yeah,
Yours,
Helen's birthday
yours
is
is
next
tomorrow. So, Rob, good song. Get your shit together. Okay?
week. Love it.
Thank you for sending it in. Congratulations. It's a hit all round.
Woohoo!
Now,
Despite the flailing arms.
All right, well, do the flailing arms thing.
we all did that at the same time. That's going to be the screen. That's going to be the screen clip for
Do the
next
flailing
week.
arms thing.
Okay.
So
Alright.
we've done. Have we done 3 tracks? Have we done 3 artists?
Yeah,
What are
that's
we
3.
on? 3. Are we happy with 3, or will we do the 4th? Because we have gone a little bit over the hour, so it's.
I am being summoned to make
You're
dinner.
being summoned, so we'll wrap it up
we told
here.
my wife
Wrap it
here,
up.
That means hi. Where's my dinner?
Is that why she came in? She came in to
Yeah,
hurry
dinner's
things
almost ready.
along.
She made dinner tonight.
I cooked. I
I-
gave you a break tonight.
Ooh,
Nice.
we cooked tonight.
Very nice.
Special birthday.
That's good. That's good.
Burbs, thank you for the update, by the way. And it's pouring rain in St. Louis right now. And the Brewers are up 6-2.
So what we'll do is, hang on. Excuse me a second. I'm rattle rummaging in the background. Hang on. Just talk amongst yourselves. I was gonna call up the emails, but if we're done at 3, we're done at 3. We'll leave it there. Because obviously Jim is being summoned. But can we go around the room and kind of tell everybody where we can find each other? And we'll do it again. We'll start with Jeeves and we'll just work our way around clockwise. Jeeves, do you want to tell everybody where we can find you?
Yes. You can find me on Twitch, Mr_Twix, and I do my DJ set over there. Yeah. So there we go.
Could you talk for a little bit longer than that, Jeeves? Because I'm trying to do something else in the background. And
Oh, okay. What else do you want to know? Oh, I'm also a DJ, musician, recording engineer, videographer, and I also do live sound for bands. And yeah, that's what I do. You can find me, Mr. Twix_Twix. I stream 3 times a week on Twitch. Alrighty, who's next?
right, Stefano, you're next. Hang on, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hang on, just a minute. There, we're going to need to take the caption off first, and then I can move this.
Yes.
Right, go on.
I'm Stefano Barberis, and I'm a two-headed beast, I guess. I'm a director on one hand, so you can look for me everywhere under Stefano Barberis for direction, or I'm, as it says here, one half of Breathe in My Leaves. I'm the synth guru. I'm just joking. I'm the synth guy from Breathe in My Leaves. Jordan is the singer, the incredible singer. And you can find Breathe My Leaves everywhere. And we're working on a new album and a new project before that, which we can't really talk about yet. That's about it.
It's top secret.
Top secret.
He's keeping us in suspenders.
In case we screw it up. So.
Right, Jimbo.
Well, first of all, everybody, thank you so much for joining us this evening. And make sure you check out Helen. She's going to give you her socials here in a little bit. My name is Jim. I am from the northwest suburbs of Chicago. I will be celebrating my 10th year of live streaming in July. You can follow me here on Twitch at Jim in Chicagoland. I'm over on the X, also known as Twitter, or formerly known as Twitter, over there at JS Scope. That was from my Periscope days. I'm keeping that handle forever. And if you want to learn more about my daughter's story, she was diagnosed with leukemia at the age of 2. She's been in remission since the age of 5, and she just graduated high school, seizure-free for over 6.5 years because of medicinal cannabis patches and little RSO pens. So if you want to learn more about her story, just simply Google or ChatGPT or Copilot Ashley's Law, Illinois to learn more. And I live stream Wednesdays with the Chill Mental Health cast called Catalyst. That is in its 7th year. And I also will be doing Thursday night trivia 1 week from Saturday with my daughter Ashley here over most of this Twitch network. And guys, make sure you check out Helen's mixtape on A65 Radio. But keep in mind that she won't be playing 64 songs in one program. Back to you in the newsroom, Helen.
Oh, thanks for the plug, Jim. You're always very kind. I am Helen, and I host Helen's Mixtape on a Thursday evening on 365 Radio at 8 p.m. UK time. It's 3 p.m. Eastern. And it goes out on the Mixcloud afterwards. And there will be exclusive content on the 365 Radio app. But you have to subscribe to that. But you can find that on 365 Sounds. And we do JukeBox Jury once a month. We haven't figured out which date it's going to be for next month, but we'll do that and obviously update it on the social media and let you all know. Go to jukeboxjury.info for more information. If you are a musician and you want us to feature your stuff, you can send me a 320k MP3 to radio@helenwallace.co.uk. Don't get a plugger to send it, and don't send me 3 pages of blurb, right? I just need your name, the name of the song, and the song itself, right? And please make it easy to pronounce. Like, don't make it difficult because it's frustrating. Now, it is Jim's birthday, and hang on a minute. Let's put this back to here. We go. Right, it is Jim's birthday, and I couldn't quite get a cake, but I do have a pastry here with a candle in it, and I think we should sing Jim happy birthday, and I think Jim should make a wish. And I was going to have altered images, happy birthday in the background, but I didn't have it. Lined up because I wasn't organized enough. So shall we sing happy birthday to you? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jimbo. Happy birthday to you.
That was the worst.
I was going to say, how ironic that we judge music and none of us can
I know we can't even sing.
Jim,
That was a hit. Yes, absolutely. These three are amazing. The production quality was exceptional. The vocals were good.
The harmonies were a little off, but
and the backing vocals are very good. But again, I still question that text you guys were sending. It was kind of very, whatever. So.
Make a wish and don't tell us what it is, okay? Right. There we go.
And Young Lady's birthday is also, she's also a fellow Gemini, so everyone, since we're not going to be doing a mixtape until after young Helen's birthday, wish Helen a very, very happy birthday, everybody. It's our turn to sing happy birthday.
I'm sneaking. My birthday's next week, right? So there's no mixtape around that. That's convenient. It'll be 4 or 5 weeks till the next one,
so
right?
We'll right now.
Over the birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Cha cha cha. Happy birthday to you. Cha cha cha. The chat. Come on, chat.
Happy
birthday, dear
to
Helen.
Oh my god.
Happy birthday to
you.
Thanks,
all
guys.
these things are what's posted.
Listen, this is how it was supposed to work, right? Jim was supposed to have his birthday celebrated, and then I get to eat the cake. I didn't need to sing song as well. I'm already celebrating by eating the cake.
There you go. That was sweet.
You guys want to sing to me? I had mine on April 12th too. I'm just kidding.
Happy birthday!
No. Don't make me do it.
Come on, Chad, you guys can sing it.
Oh,
We'll just
man.
leave.
Okay, so thank you to everyone who's in the chat and getting involved, and for all your witty comments. That makes the show. You know, the witty comments in the chit chat is what makes Jukebox Jury. And thank you for coming in and keeping us company while we do this. I know I've mentioned this before, but time it's getting closer and closer. We've only got another couple of online Jukebox Juries before the Edinburgh Fringe. We're going to be live at the Edinburgh Fringe, and we hope that you'll tune in for that as well. Obviously, I'm looking for more people to submit their music, because we're going to have 25 days on the trot of music, reviewing music. So I'm going to need a lot in the inbox, right? Just keep it simple. Name, title of the track, and the track itself, because that's going to be so. Please do send in your music submissions, radio@helenwallace.co.uk, and hopefully we'll be able to bash through those in the August during the Edinburgh Fringe. I think that's us, guys. We're out. We'll be back next month, sometime in June. Don't know what the date for that will be, but we'll keep you posted. Thanks for tonight, guys, and we'll see you next month. Cheerio, bye, ta-ta.